Today's topic is rule of law. Uh, how can we define a true rule of law? What is the difference between the rule of law and the rule by law? So these are very basic principles so far as jurisprudence is concerned, so far as policing is concerned, so far as law is concerned. So how can we define a rule of law? Rule of law connotes, shows the and at least definition in a very general terms. It is to be defined in terms of equality before law. And number two, there should not be discretion with anybody or with any unit. And the third part is role of a judiciary, that the judiciary is the custodian of law, particularly human rights, fundamental rights and basic rights. If we explain these three principles, the equality before law means that there shouldn't be any discrimination on the basis of caste, color or creed, and between anybody, either he may be king or a very poor man. The second one is a discretion. There shouldn't be discretion with anybody left. The law should be very defined, very specific. Details should be given in the rules of business, or even rules or SOPs and subordinated legislation. And the third one principle is the judiciary is the guardian of the rule of law. Judiciary should be independent, transparent, and it should implement the fundamental rights, enforcement of the fundamental rights, human rights, and which is known to be the basic rights for the development of any human being. So there is a difference between a rule of law and a rule by law. Rule of law is a fair, transparent trials, but in a rule by law, it may be usually it is in the shape of dictators, because there must be according to rule of law, there must be a good law, but in a rule by law, it may be a good law and bad law. So during dictatorial regimes, though there was a law, but usually in some cases it was a bad law. So this is the difference between the two. So we have to implement the rule of law, not rule by law. So if you implement the rule of law, then there will be a just society, and justice will be given to the society. But there are so many other legal experts which explain the rule of law in even additional forms, like fair trials, like international law is also included into rule of law, the law should be to the benefit of the people where the law is applied, they should be the beneficiary of a law. So these are the additional parameters of rule of law. Some people differ with particularly with the international law to be included into this rule of law. But the proponents of the rule of law in context of international law believe that when there will be a world peace, then the rule of law is to be implemented. So these are the connotations, but in short we can say that we should implement the rule of law by every institutions, particularly criminal justice administration, like police, like courts, and like jails that are to be known as reformatory centers. So this will lead to the just society. Thank you very much.